All right, as promised, Monaco SA12 gameplay, going to be a good one here. I'm not going to talk too much about the gameplay in the background and like the general balance of like the weapon class, stuff like that. Like I have been for these gameplay videos, going to do something a little bit different. But I'll get it out of the way early in this one. Yeah, Monaco SA12, great combo, great combo. It's like peanut butter and jelly, just goes together perfectly. But seriously, it's a classic combo. It's always been really good on this game since it's come out, and it's still really good. Just use the SA12, get used to it. Use it on Monaco. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a lot of fun. It's just great. It's great. Using the mesh shield in this one as well. I haven't really used the mesh that much this season, and for this particular play sesh, I was messing around with different stuff a little bit here and there, and I used the mesh in this gameplay. So yeah, you're used to seeing me use the hook, and I still really enjoy the hook, and I still think the hook's a lot of fun. And I still think it's like generally what I'm going to use most of the time. But I just wanted to switch it up, so we're using the mesh in this one. It's been so long and so much grinding with the hook this season that the mesh is finally like fresh. It finally feels fresh. It took a while, but we finally come full circle in that sense. So anyways, what I want to talk about in this one. So again, like the loadout, SA12, Monaco, you know that stuff's good. You know the weapon's good. Don't need to talk about that much. Wanted to talk about the game as a whole and like just a few different things with it. So I'm enjoying this season, but like I said in the last one, I'm finally getting to that point where it's like, okay, probably dial it back a little bit. There's some other stuff that I want to get to, some other games and things like that. So I'm probably still going to play pretty frequently. I'm still probably going to play like almost every day, but probably, you know, like a couple tourneys instead of like, you know, 4, 5, 6, 8-hour sessions like I have been doing. Probably just like get a couple tourneys in there, something like that, get a win or two, and probably do things like that. So I finally reached that point, and I was thinking like, okay, what would, you know, change that? Well, one, ranked cash out. That's an easy one. Like that would help. Two, the updates. So the last update that they released did not have a whole lot to it, and I could be speaking out of my ass here, but it's a lot of, I believe it's a lot of Battlefield developers at Embark, and they're based in Sweden, and I can recall from Battlefield that this was the case, that Sweden has, like they actually have, I don't recall if it's paid or not, but they have like some set, I swear it's like the law there, where they have to have like some sort of like summer vacation. That sounds like something that'd be nice in the US. Could we get that? But I could be speaking out of my ass, but like I'm pretty sure that's a thing, and I think that may be the case right now, where a lot of the developers are off, and that might explain why the last patch and probably the next patch or two are probably going to be, you know, not too crazy. Which is unfortunate because, you know, obviously the season just came out and still has some steam, and you would like to, you know, do big updates and big additions to the season like now while it's still fresh. You'd like to do that now and like keep people on the game. So it kind of sucks that the, you know, first few updates of the season probably aren't going to be too crazy. Because I was thinking about that, like that would be a nice thing to have. That would get me back on, is like some good updates, some good balance updates, switching things up. You know, keep it fresh, give me some new things to try out. But I don't expect much of that for the next week or two, because of that like time off that I believe they have like right now, that a lot of the devs have. Again, might be speaking out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure there's some truth to that. So it's kind of unfortunate that like the timing on it is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is, and it kind of sucks because yeah, just like the updates, they usually do a really good job with the weekly consistent updates on this game, and it's a good way to like keep people coming back to the game. But it's just an unfortunate thing with the beginning of this season that, you know, that probably won't be the case necessarily. So anyways, there's that. Another thing is they talked about World Tour, and they talked about cash out, and they talked about like messing around with the rule set of cash out, and that's why they went with like ranked terminal attack, and that they wanted to like, you know, mess around with the settings and whatnot, and mess around with the rule set of cash out. And they, you know, we're in the second stop of the World Tour, and they haven't done any of that really, besides like it just being set maps. Like they haven't really done any of that. So I'm curious, like, are we gonna see in the next stop and like the next few stops, are we gonna see some of that start to take place? Are we gonna see maybe like the cash totals change? Are we gonna see, you know, maybe some enforced loadouts, maybe some enforced team comps, something like that in World Tour? I think something like that could be really fun. Like, I think like an enforced week where it was like set HML, like you have to have a heavy, medium, light on a team. I think a week where it could be like all triple heavy, that'd probably be crazy. All triple medium, all triple light, like stuff like that could be crazy. You could do stuff with the loadouts like they did with the Easter event, where it was, you know, you could, this was for power shifts, so it was a little bit different, but you could use whatever contestant you wanted, but there was only like 2 different weapons you could use. It had to be like the model or like the FAMAS for medium. I think on heavy it was like the sledge, or the KS23. On the light, I think it was the LH or the burst pistol. And then they had like certain equipment locks, stuff like that. Like rule set changes like that. I think that could be fun. I think that could be fun. I think that could be a fun thing for them to mess around with. So like, could we see some stuff like that in World Tour? I think that would be cool. Like a melee only week. You know, that might be kind of cracked. I don't know. Just have some fun with it. Do some different things. Another thing I thought about is I think it'd be really cool if the leaderboards were separate. So I'm okay with there being like the season-long leaderboard for World Tour that there is right now. I'm okay with that. I think that should stick. I don't think they should go away from that. But I do wish that they would also have like weekly leaderboards, or you know, for every 2 weeks, because it looks like the tour stops are going to be like 2 weeks apiece. It'd be cool if each like stop had its own leaderboard for that stop, and then the you know, the season long one was separate. Like, I think that'd be really cool, because for example, if you have a week where you don't like the particular rule set or the particular map set, you know, you could just take that week off, and you don't care as much about like the season long one. You could just take that week off, be like, all right, whatever. But then you get one where it's like, oh, I really like this particular map set. I'm gonna grind the shit out of this particular stop and see how high I can get on that one's leaderboard. And then also, like, you know, there's already some people that are so ridiculously ahead and high up, and there's always going to be that thing on the season long one. So like the season long one, it can be fun to grind for a bit, but after a while it you know, you start to lose interest. It's going to be hard because there's some people that just have such a ridiculous amount of time, and they just get so high up on it that for, you know, like for a lot of people, I think it'll be a lot easier to just have like a set of a week or 2 weeks to just like grind for that set. So yeah, like I think that would be cool. And I think it'd be cool to, like right now they have the badge, where the badge has like the season end rewards with the multi-bucks and stuff like that. But like, don't get me wrong, I've been playing a lot, but I've already hit, you know, the cap on my badge. So until they add, like they've been teasing like Emerald or whatever, until they add that, like I'm already there. So if there could be like, you know, a separate badge for each week, or I don't know, just something to play for, maybe like the leaderboard spots, like if they did that leaderboard for each stop, maybe like the top 100 could get the 100 multi-bucks or something like that. Something not too crazy, but something just like fun to grind for. Like I think that'd be kind of cool. So just, I don't know, just have some fun with World Tour, because I do want to see ranked cash out come back eventually, but I also don't want to see World Tour disappear. I was not a fan of how they got rid of the casual side of tournaments in Season 2, and this has kind of like replaced that for me, and I don't want to see it ever go away. I think it's really fun, and like I really enjoy having a more casual rule set to play, because you just, there's things you could do that are really fun that you wouldn't necessarily go for in ranked. Like there's certain like risky plays and stuff like that that you can go for that, again, in ranked you wouldn't necessarily do. Like I just think that type of stuff is fun. I think it's kind of fresh having, like, being able to go for those risky plays and do shit like that you normally wouldn't go for in ranked. I think it's fun, and I think I'm really enjoying it. And I just want to see, like, what else are they going to do to spice things up, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Let me know what you think on any of those ideas in the comments. And yeah, see you in the next one.